Good morning, family and race friends. It is still August. It's August 30th, 2024. It is 6:24 a.m. We're about 6 minutes to go before green flag at Monza, the so-called Temple of Speed. Yeah. Welcome everyone. This is Race DC's YouTube channel. This is Crash. We're live again, under 5 minutes now, under 6 minutes now for green flag at Monza for free practice one. We've got stuff to talk about. There's one less safety car this weekend because one of them crashed already this weekend. Very, very, very odd. Um, so that is a story that you will hear about. It is true. Ultimately. Um, the driver, Bert was the driver, and there was someone in the car with him as well. They were testing the track. Ultimately, there was a brake problem with the Aston Martin safety car that he was driving at the time, and that ultimately lost control of the car. And he did manage to actually when he realized he had lost control of the car, he spun the car to help slow the car down to reduce the amount of force that the car took. I mean, it still destroyed the car effectively, but ultimately, they are all okay. Going from one crash to another, Logan Sergeant is out, and he's been replaced by Colapino. And F1 TV is just starting right now, and I'm just curious. I'm curious if they've changed the opening to the F1. Yes, Colapino is in at the very beginning of the F1 introduction now, so that's interesting. That that change has taken place already. For those who don't know, Logan Sargent has been sacked. Basically, the FP3 crash last weekend, my third red flag in a row, um, basically was the killer for him at this point. But those who know, in FP3, Logan lost control of the car, went over grass, spun, hit the middle barrier, and destroyed the back of his car, and it basically went up in flames with his career, if you want to say as well. So that was, and what was really brutal about that particular crash in FP3 was that basically all of the upgrades that Williams had produced over the winter over the summer break just had literally just went up, literally and figuratively have gone up in smoke, and that was the last straw. Reportedly, Vols was looking to replace uh, the call to see who could replace Logan started that Saturday night. So now we have Colapino. Basically, he's an F2 rookie. Why him? He is in the Williams junior program, like Logan had been in their junior program. So basically, again, there's a report that Wells had looked at three other drivers. One of them being Liam Lawson. Problem with Lawson is that um, he could potentially be taking points away from, you see, the Racing Bulls, the V Carb team, and he could potentially, and Red Bull may need to recall him back for their own issues. The other person that was in consideration was apparently Mick Schumacher. Problem with Mick is basically, why would you replace one crash prone driver with another driver who was just as badly crash prone? So yeah, Mick, and honestly, Mick's stock has gone up because Toto Wolff has been basically pushing him. So Laura saying putting ranking in the car mid-season is just a bad idea. I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, but at this point, it's better than Logan Sargent. I mean, literally, it is better than Logan Sargent. Shari, new to F1, can you simplify what you're saying as much as possible? We'll definitely do so. Don't feel again, we are newbie friendly here. Just keep asking questions in chat. So right now, Shari, I'm basically talking about the driver situation with Williams. They replaced Logan Sergeant. This was his second season. With 9 races to go, they have replaced him with a new rookie. Basically, it was his first year in F2. He was 6th on the grid in the F2 on the F2 grid. He was 6th before he was pulled for basically from F2 to be promoted into F1. Who's now replacing the one American driver. Again, the one thing Logan Sargent will be known for is having scored a point, the last American since Mario Andretti. 2 crashes, and 3, what is a kilometer? So yeah, pour one out. No, don't pour one out for Logan. That's a waste of beer. That literally. And then as an American, we can make fun of him. I can make fun of him all I want. On top of that, he's from Florida. So literally, we had a Florida man on the grid. And if you don't know, look, you can Google Florida man and you'll have fun. Anyways, we've got Antonelli on the grid today. He is in for I believe Russell. Yeah, he's in for Russell today for FP1 training. So we've got a show today. We got a new driver on the grid full time. We've got Antonelli, who is right now the leading target for that open Mercedes seat. When will we know that Antonelli is going to be the one going? Probably later in the season, probably with 1 or 2 to go, maybe after the end of the season. Mercedes has they've got every single time. Sure, Cat. Do you stream every F1 race? Yes, we do. Well, we it's more better. We stream every F1 session, and they've just gone green flag on the track, and I believe the two. Which are the okay? Alonso. So the 2 Aston Martins are out on track first, and Alonso has what we call an aero rake on, and the purpose of the aero rake is basically to it's a basically a welded thing that's put together and it's placed on the car to help figure out the airflow going across it, um, and so the air wake in this case is placed behind the front wheel. So they're looking at they're measuring the airflow just behind the front wheels in this case. I can't see if there's any Yes, there is some FlowViz paint on the back wing. So FlowViz paint. Basically, they throw a bunch of special paint on the car, and they basically are looking to see how um, the paint spreads across the surface of the vehicle. So Antonelli. So we've got Alonso Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Sonoda, Antonelli's already out, Sainz is out, Hamilton is out, Verstappen is out, Norris out, Bottas out, Colpino. Everyone except for Ricardo and Albon are coming out at this point. So Colpino is just exiting the pits now. Perez is out, Zhou is out, Oscar's out, Magnussen. Wow. Okay. So this is usually so one of the other things that we got to talk about is with the track itself. Monza has been resurfaced, completely resurfaced. They've done upgrades on the entire track and the facilities as well. So all the curbs are new. The surface everywhere is new. So Ferrari is still red? Yep, Ferrari is still red. So Sainz and Leclerc are the 2 Ferrari drivers in this case. We are seeing that there is, you are seeing the tire types, and we're got a mix of all the tires. Mostly it's going to be mediums, a few softs, and we've got Tsunoda out there on hard. So they are testing the surface of the track, getting information, and we're now following F1 TV's following Antonelli as he's going out right now. He's on track. He's on his first flying lap. Colpino is still, I believe he's still on his first outlap, and he's got a few seconds before he starts his lap. Um, Again, right now, again, the Aston Martin's the first two out, so the first one they're setting the pace. Though Hulkenberg has set the second sector, Antonelli has set the current first sector already. We'll see how that holds. That's a 27 second in that second. Norris has gone within a tenth of him. That's interesting. Yeah, the only two drivers to do 27 seconds has been Gasly, Antonelli, and Norris so far. Colapino's done a 27 second. So the two literally rookies on this grid are blazingly fast in that first sector. They call Monza the Temple of Speed. This is as close as you are going to get to what we call an oval in here in the United States. There is a chicane, but there's a lot. But it's mostly large straights and few turns, where unless you need to be. I want to thank everyone who's here right now. We've got 2,671 watching right now. Again, this is the Racing Users channel. If you guys can like and subscribe to the channel, particularly the likes right now, that helps the channel greatly. Helps us push us out to everyone else on YouTube. So Antonelli right now, wow, top of the board, but we haven't seen. There's still only 8 people on the board right now. Antonelli does a 123.955. He's the first one in the 123. Colapino did a 126 ultimately. He would slow down in the other sector 2, sector 3. He would slow down. Replay of one of the Ferraris going off track for a moment. Ideally, would set his lap on a soft tire, so he's actually 4 times faster than Norris right now in these initial runs. Why is Antonelli a big deal? Antonelli is basically another F2 rookie. Basically came up through the ranks pretty quickly, and he's being talked about as the next big thing. And right now he's the top of the board. Trying to see. Someone said that he only has come to the pits. He's still on track at the moment, though. Calipino's sitting 8th right now with a 126.554. He's on a medium tire though, so obvious a slower, but he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. He's ahead of 6 other people already on the grid. 7 people on the grid already. So that is something to say. It looks like that Aston Martin has basically have done installation laps with Alonso and Stroll. Alonso has now left the pits and is now starting a new flying lap. At the bottom right now, we have Oscar, we have Ricardo. So Oscar did an installation lap, Ricardo did an installation lap, and Albon's the only one who has not been out on the grids on the track so far. Antonelli looks like he has just gone in for a pit stop, and that's see how he does as a pit stop. He's now coming back out onto track, so he's doing a new outlap. Just looking at what you guys are saying in chat right now. Paul is talking to Che. They hope they sort out Max's car out. I think it's with Max and Red Bull. It's more, and Albon is now out on track now, starting a flying lap. I think the issue with Max is more with the direction they went with the car wasn't necessarily correct. It feels like they went in one direction with the car and wasn't necessarily correct, and they're trying to figure out how to backtrack and push forward with the car. And while that happened, McLaren has just jumped. They've basically can be said that they've got the best car at the moment right now. Mercedes is in that third spot easily with Ferrari challenging them. Now this is definitely a Ferrari track. This is their home track. So that is interesting to see what is going on. See where Ferrari performs right now. Right now, Sainz is fourth, ahead of Perez. Um, Hamilton just jumped to the top, taking the first spot. Antonelli second, Bottas third, Norris fourth, Sainz fifth, Perez sixth. Albon has a first sector. So Hamilton's lap would have been, yeah, Hamilton's lap will believe no, it wasn't sector one. Albon has clearly got sector one, and the rest of Hamilton's lap is sector two, sector three were purple for his lap. So Hamilton did a 123.350. Antonelli's now 6/10 off of that. Albon is 6/10, 0.6.14, and Bottas is zero point 0.8. Norris is at fifth and 1 second off at this moment. To note that both Hamilton and Antonelli's laps are on softs. Albon and Bottas and Norris are on mediums. Do you know which Merc is running which floor? At the moment, I don't have that information. I unless I've heard something specific, I assume they're running the same spec floor. Um, wait, you guys like seriously like don't make up don't make up. I don't have an indication there's a red flag on this issue on track. Right now, they're showing Antonelli doing. He's on track. He's fast. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. There. Okay, you guys were ahead of me. Oh, yep. That is going to be a red flag. You guys were way ahead of me. That's weird. Oh, because I was behind. So yeah, this is now the fourth red flag in a row for me. Yeah, cheese counter time. Race statistics. Yeah, Antonelli has crashed. I believe he. Where is he? Oh, this is not a good look. It's a write off. Is he okay? Is the first question. And he is. Antonelli is getting out of his car, out of Russell's car. But here's the thing about Lunaris is that he was in for this session, and this is why you. This is why. I mean, ultimately, they've been pushing a lot. So yeah, Antonelli. I'm trying to see what happened to him. He just loses control of the car around the curve. See if they're saying anything. Mm. So they basically are saying that he chanced it too much with the grip level on the track. And again, this is like literally his first time in this F1 equipment. The track is brand new. There's all sorts of things going. I mean, he literally just loses the car around the curve, and he goes backwards into the barrier, backwards sideways into the barrier. Goes into the tire barriers. So that will be something that they will have to fix. But that will probably be something they will have to fix. But it won't be so hard to change. Put the virus. Basically, you got to put the tires back up. It won't take that long. Um, but yeah, no, he gets out of. He's able to get out of the car safely. and he is okay. I believe the safety car has picked him up and he's bringing him back to the paddock already. So this red flag has been brought to you by Kenny Antonelli, who has crashed uh, Russell's car. Again, this is the Race Statistics YouTube channel. You are listening live with Grash. I am the harbinger of red flags. We're right now waiting for the car to get off track. Russell is screaming internally. He looks very calm. But yeah, you guys are pointing out Wonder Kid lasted 4 laps. Anton spin. Ooh, guys are brutal. But Tom Ellis, Ant just got rid of his chances of F1. Yeah, it will be a question if they put him in Hamilton's car and later in the season. Again, we are in a red flag scenario. Kimi Antonelli lost control of the car going around the parabolic, like you guys have said, and went into the tire barriers. I've seen worse, actually. George, I actually saw F1 Jesus Giovanni lost control of the Haas car even quicker. So again, who has crashed right now? Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli was in for Russell for FP1 practice, has lost control of the Mercedes and went sideways into the tire barrier. So right now they've got the crane out on track and they're moving to lift the car onto the flatbed. And there's another piece of equipment. So they're now trying to get the tire barrier back into place as they do that. Why didn't they give Antonelli Hamilton's? I don't know why, but they gave Russell. They gave him Russell's car. Yeah, I mean, let's put this perspective again. The safety car yesterday managed to crash on this track, so let's give this rookie a benefit of the doubt on that. Wrecking your boss, his equipment, your first day work day. Is it raining? No, it's not raining. It is actually um, very hot. So one of the things that they said that the track, because they've resurfaced the track, there's something in the compound of the asphalt that's supposed to help give this track grip. But I think the other half of the issue here is that it's also hot, and so whatever gain you got from that compound that's in the surface, this is why the surface looks darker black than it had last year. Again, the new surface. Whatever was there, it's been I believe heat has basically counteracted any grip that they would have got. But again, that means that with that compound, with the new surface, with the heat, there is going to be higher tire degradation on the surface than we had previously. Is the car going to able to be fixed for Sunday? The car will probably be back as soon as they get the car back into the garage. They'll be working on it. I believe Russell will probably be back. Russell will be able to drive the car in FP2. So the car is now being so they are now actually driving the vehicle on the flatbed right into pit lane. So Mercedes will have that car in the next few minutes and be able to get to work on it for FP2. How damaged with the car? I didn't see the side of the car, but he went into the side. He hit the tire barriers on the side. So there is, a question of he went over gravel, he went into the tire barrier. I didn't think any of the wheels came off the car, any that collapsed. So it is what it is. What happened to Russell? Russell basically was out of the car for Antonelli to drive for FP1 training. Antonelli crashed Russell's car. So, um, so right now we're still in a red flag scenario. Let's take a look at see if there's a red flag is still out, and that's mostly because they're still probably that was 5 minutes ago. The big thing that we're waiting for is the tire barriers are fixed, and that's the big thing now that we're waiting for is getting that tire barrier back into place. We've got 40 minutes to go in this session right now. Again, you're listening to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. This is Grash with you with another in this red flag scenario. While we wait for the barrier to get into place, we are in a red flag because Antonelli lost the rear and crashed into the tire barrier. Went sideways into that barrier. He is okay. He did get it out. We call it the red flag. The red flag with Grash. Your F1 practice. Did Kimmy crash? Yes, Kimmy has crashed. They have gotten the vehicle back to the pits. So basically, that vehicle, the flatbread, kind of needs to get out of there before they can get that out. So we're looking at another few minutes there, and then a few minutes more. Okay, we're looking at a 53. So we're looking at about 2 minutes that they are going to go. They're going to be getting back on track. Again, if you guys want to, it helps us if you like and subscribe, particularly the likes right now. This will help us push out to more people. Again, we're at 129.6 thousand subscribers. We're on close to 130. We should break that this weekend. We're at now 129,700. There's 300 left to go. So if you guys haven't joined the channel, now's a great time to do it. If you hit the bell, you will get notifications when we go live. Again, we go live for every session, whether it is a practice session, the sprint quality, sprint race, the quality session, and the race itself. And if you're with us at the beginning of preseason next year, we will go live with that as well as we've done the past 2 years. What do you think the reason of the crash? It's going to be mostly driver error. It's really driver error. Part of the issue is that this is a brand new surface, and he just basically took the curve, probably too hard. He overcorrected and lost control of the back of the car. JRez do live FP2. Yes, we'll be back for FP2 as well. So after this session, basically you'll be brought to our FP2 stream. Can Kimmy potentially get going again? No, Kimmy's out of the session. Let's put it this way: Kimmy is out of this session. The car is in the garage. It needs to be repaired, looked at, repaired, and verified so that Russell can use it going forward from FP2 going to the race weekend. And Max Verstappen is on the line. He will be the first one to go out when they go green light in about a moment. When you see the footage for this crash, wait until after FP1. The highlights. This will be in the highlights of FP1. So that is, again, this will be in the highlights because we were all looking at him and how he was going to perform, and this is not a good sign. Will it be raining time, George? It should be Forza full, but we will know. Excuse me. We'll know in FP2. Again, that's one of the stories I'll be talking about in FP2 is what is the state of Russell's car. So F1 TV is on their live timing. They have commentary, and they're saying this is not the last time we'll see of Antonelli. It is more of a question now. Will he be come out? Expected to release one more go in an FP session this session, if not two. That's weird to say. Have him say that. He'll be back in the 2024 car at some point, but it's a big blow to the youngster. Obviously, it's a big blow to the car itself. Why are they, Ricardo? What's going on with him? Oh, he's waving to a kid. It's what they're doing a replay of Ricardo waving to a kid somewhere. That's what he's telling his engineer. Moving on. Basically again he completed 4 laps, one time run, half a second. Uh, One time run, half second, off the top. So I mean he's still fourth right now on the grid in terms of time. He was top of the grid on times before. Again, Hamilton, Norris, and Bottas got faster laps. So, has he shown speed? Yes, he has. Control, not necessarily. So we have got about 30 seconds now already with people on track. Verstappen is out first, Stroll is second, Ricciardo's third. Alonso is going to be fourth. Perez is fifth, and there's a jump before Sainz goes out. And I believe Oscar, Pierre, K-Mag, Albon are the next ones out on track in that regards. Ant is short for Antonelli, who was in the car for Russell for FP1 training. Unfortunately, he has crashed the car, which caused us a red flag scenario. I have four red flags in a row. My record has been 6 sessions in a row, so we are now in weird place with multiple red flags. So yeah, Antonelli again, because Antonelli crashed the car, he is out of the session for the rest of this session. And he'll be done for the day because Russell will be in that car going from FP2 forward. Verstappen just jumped to the top of the board with a 120, I believe 123 is what it is. I am several seconds ahead with F1 TV. Science has jumped to P2. He's a quarter second off of max time, but he did it on a medium tire. Albon has just jumped to the top of the board with a 122.668. So Max is now 4/10 off of Albon's time. Science is now 6/10 of his time. Hamilton is 6/10. Norris is 3/4 of a second. Gasly 8/10, and Magnussen is just over 1 second at P7. What would be the track choice here? I believe it's the C2, C3, C4 tires. I could be wrong. I have to check that. It's usually, yeah, it was no, it was the C3, C4, C5. So these are the fastest compounds on this track. Again, you guys are seeing Albon, big jump on times on the board. He's now P1 with 122.664. We've got people doing. Norris just jumps to P2 with a 122.8, so he's 2/10 off of Albon's time. Bottas is cooking. Bottas has just gone to the top of the board, 122.416, 2/10 faster than Albon's time. So times are tumbling pretty quickly. Got more purples out there. Hamilton cooking. Antonelli was cooking before he crashed the car. Frank said they should do a relegation promotion rule for the drivers. Um, we're going to see that already. It's not necessarily by their position on the grid, but more their teams. I mean, already Bierman is going to be in the Haas, and um, Doonan is going to be in the Alpine next year. So we're going to have two rookies next year, and they're showing, I believe, Hamilton going off track, going over curb. Yeah, it's Hamilton going over curbs and going over, hitting some of the gravel. So Norman is saying that is why I can't understand why Andretti can't get a chance as an instructor. Essentially, the issue with Andretti is that they're trying to become a new team on the grid. I'm not gonna lie, Andretti aren't being let agreed. Basically, yeah, pretty much the F1 teams have basically there's three. When we look at F1 in a political structure, there are three groups that matter here. FIA is one, two. At the FIA, the F1 management, Liberty Media is that second group, and then finally the teams are as collectively is the third group here in play. And essentially, the F1 management and the teams have kind of like bonded together to basically say the heck with Andretti. And again, it's a political issue, and um, F1 management has been the U.S. government in so there's multiple pieces of the U.S. government, but ultimately I believe the Department of Justice and several senators and representatives of the U.S. government have basically made a stink about what happened with Andretti not being allowed into F1. And that's not a good sign for F1 management when the U.S. government, particularly when senators and representatives want to make hay over your decisions. I believe the reason that the Department of Justice, so this is a different part of the government, is looking at the Andretti situation because of American antitrust law, and that's bringing the American law into line for American citizens, essentially. So we shall see. Start video saying Carlos Sainz won't drive for Williams. Why won't he drive for Williams? LFFWFB is that. Wait, did Logan get replaced? Yes, he has been replaced. His replacement is the F2 rookie, Paul Colapino, Franco Colapino from Argentina. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Greedy Carlos won't play for Williams. He's been signed to Williams. We've known that for over a month now. Um, he's signed to Williams as their second driver with Albon. Sainz would use an opt to go to a better team before. There, no, there's no other team. There's no other team. That like Red Bull won't take Sainz. They're not going to consider him for replace him with uh, Checo. Yeah, and they're not. I don't believe that door closed. Those doors closed. Like yeah, both Red Bull and Mercedes were never looking at Sainz as a potential replacement driver. Is going to be reserved? No, no. Basically, Colpino is going to be is basically he will be the reserve driver for Williams. Yes, Colpino was in F2. He was in his first season F2. He was 6 on the grid before being, promoted. Zoe just jumped to 7th on the grid. He's 7/10 behind his teammate Bottas. So, it is FP1, and this is not representative, but the stake team has like put stuff together right now, and that's something to keep an eye on. It could very easily that we're seeing them trying to go as fast as possible, and the other team's not, and they will be crushed in in quali. But we'll see. Again, where's Logie Bear? Logie Bear has been replaced with Franco Colapino. He's currently, where is he? He's currently 9th on the grid right now. 9th on the board, I should say. He's 7/10 off of Bottas' time, which is a good showing for him as a driver. So great. This is he's got no pressure on him. Ultimately, basically, he's going to get 9 races underneath his belt. Norris has moved up to Albon has moved up to P3. He is so Hamilton and Albon are within a 10th of Bottas' time. Alonso moves up to P16. He's at second and 2/10 off of the pace. So from P1 to down to P20, we're all under 2 seconds, and that includes Antonelli's time that he crashed, his best time before crashing, I should say. LMWFB, nah, Bottas could make a Merc return if Kimi doesn't get the seat for some stupid reason. Oh, that's an interesting proposition. Again, the stake team still has a seat open. They have signed Hulkenberg, but the second seat hasn't been signed, so he could be re-signed by his team. There is shifting with management. They're now Bonotto. It seems that Bonotto he's in good favors with Bonotto right now, who's now taking over the taking over the team. Did Kimi Antonelli crash? Yes, he did. Kimi get crashed about 20 minutes ago. Brought out the red flag for about 10 minutes while we got the car off the grid, off the track, and fixed the tire barrier. So he is out for the session already. So those of you who showed up, we've got under 24 minutes left to go in this session. Again, this is the Races YouTube channel. This is your Harbinger of Red Flags. Garash with you doing live coverage of the action, which we've had already. If you haven't had a chance, now's a great time to do a like and subscribe. We're at 625 likes. We're on track to hit 750 soon. Hitting that like button helps us greatly with the YouTube algorithm. There's over 4,000 of you watching right now. Thank you for all those here. Those the family in green. Those who are in green have joined the channel. They're throwing a few bucks each month. One of the benefits of being part of the channel is that you've got a whole bunch of emojis. The one I'm throwing in is our newest one, which is the 27 Hulkenberg. We also have a Discord channel, which is active. I threw in basically a couple of videos like the F1 weekend roundup and the F1 Unchained has a video about what is new. Who brought what in terms of upgrades. How did Antonelli crash? He lost grip going around the Palagala curve. That's the last hairpin curve before the start finish line. He lost control of the car and went sideways into the barriers. We can't show you the accident, but it will probably be on YouTube already. But F1, when this session ends, F1 TV will have that part of their highlights. It'll probably be the first thing they show in their highlights. So if you haven't seen it, basically wait until the highlight package comes up. Yeah, so for only like $1.99 a month, that whether that's a euro or pounds or US dollars, it's less than a cup of coffee, very much so. So much cheaper than is Twitch. Twitch is like 3 times that just to join. So it is considerably not that hard to join the channel, become part of the family. Andrew Dunas, how do you feel about James Wall? James Wall is doing. James Wall has since joining Williams, he has had a massive um, project on his hands to bring Williams back into basically respectability. Really is he is doing massive undertaking to upgrade to bring Williams into having just modern practices and other. I mean, basically, having wind tunnel access that they wouldn't normally have. Just there's just so much he's had to do just to like put on the lights effectively. And then he's got to luckily he has Albon. Albon has performed very well for him. Russell's out there, because Russell is basically for this session. Antonelli was in the car for FP1 rookie driver training, and he's crashed Russell's car effectively. So when we come back to FP2, I'll have more information about what exactly was broken on that car and what the state of the car is going in. What happened to the Sauber? I don't know what you're talking. I mean, Bottas is top of the car, top, and Joe is 7th right now. We're at 690 likes. We're 10 away from 700. You guys can get there. Science lost it. He's still moving though, so I think if he may have gone off track. We've got right now looking at Max. He's in his car in the garage. We've got Hulkenberg out. I believe he's starting a flying lap. Yeah, he's starting a new flying lap. See how he performs in a moment. Improves in his first sector time, 27 seconds. Improving in his second sector times as well. Not necessarily purple sectors, but improving on his times at least. Antonelli back on practice? No, Antonelli's out for the rest of this session. So he is done for the day essentially because George will be in the car starting FP2. So. How many crash apps? Basically, you heard there were a lot of flags. Yeah, because what we're talking about, Radio, is that this has been the 4th session of me streaming where a red flag has come out. So there was a red flag in FP3 in the Dutch. There was an red flag in FP2. I did not stream FP1, but FP3 before the break there was a red flag. There's been 4 sessions in a row of me seeing red flags. Yes, he used Russell's number because he's using his car. Yeah, no, he was using his car in FP1. Showing one of the Haas's go wide parabolica. So there is the track has been resurfaced for this year. This is brand new asphalt. There is something in. They've been talking about how the asphalt is darker. There's something in the compound of the asphalt that's supposed to give more grip to the tires. Problem is that it's been extremely hot this weekend. Who is that is Bottas, Valtteri Bottas. He's in the garage at the moment. Again, we are about 60 minutes left to go in this session. So a lot of teams are in the garage doing adjustments on the cars for their last program in this session, and that's normal. No, there's no reason to change the number because it's still Russell's car, and Antonelli does not have a number. You don't get a number until you join, you're actually a driver on the grid itself. And I don't know what Colapino's number has been assigned to. Again, those who haven't heard, we are using the C3, C4, C5 compounds this weekend. Those are the softest and so the fastest tires that Pirelli has. So Andrew Dunas is saying that he saw on Facebook that Colapino's number is going to be 43. Yeah. Hey guys, this is again English chat. Like we don't have mods for other languages, unfortunately. Blue color. So when you look on the chart, like right now, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, they all just came out of the pits, and so those first two subsectors are representative of him having been in the pits. If you look at like Gasly, Joe, Perez, Colapino, Verstappen, they've all gone into the pits. So you can see at the beginning, those are Perez is now coming out of the pits, at the beginning, at the end of sector 3, there's that blue subsector representing that they have gone into the pits. Looking at this is very much live. It's probably delayed by a few seconds at most, but it's pretty much as live as you're going to get on YouTube. Yeah, Kimi did not get a number. Just for you guys, all of you know, Kimi was not assigned a number because he was just in as a rookie driver. We're under 12 minutes to go in this session right now. 12, I'm about 40 seconds ahead of what's on the stream. Again, this is the Racing YouTube channel, and this is Crash. We are about 7 likes away from 750. If you guys think, you guys, again, we're almost at 750 likes. If you guys can get there, that help us greatly. Helps us push out to more viewers, essentially. I'm wondering what you guys are talking about in terms of rules. The requirement for drivers, rookie drivers, is actually recent. It's a 20, I think 2021, or 2022 is when the year they started that with that rule. So it is relatively new that you have to have a rookie driver in your car for FP1. And again, the rule is that one, each team has to have a driver, a rookie driver in each of the cars. Can be one driver in two sessions in both of the cars, or like Red Bull last year, they did two drivers in the same session. So that doesn't matter if it's one or two drivers, one session, two sessions. And then the other rule is that a driver is qualified for these to be in F1 for this driver session, is that they have to have less than, I believe, two or less languages. Sorry, two or less drives in a race to qualify. So that's why you're not seeing Liam Lawson being put into these FP1. He did 3 races last year, which put him out of the limit already. Colapino will be, by the time he's done with the season, he will again obviously will be out of contention to be considered for FP1 drives, which is what makes this dangerous. I would say makes this an interesting decision, because you'll have a driver with 9 races under his belt, but he won't be progressing, won't be getting any more practice time in the FP1s. So it is going to be interesting where Williams go with this. He will most likely be their reserve driver, next year. Zorro 94, basically, Antonelli crashed with 50 minutes to go in the session. He crashed Russell's car, lost the back of he lost the back of the car, and went into the tie bar and brought out a red flag. So again, what you guys are saying in. Now, Doctor says Perez behind the Williams is crazy. Yeah, that is. Though Verstappen is 17th on the grid, so right now Perez is outperforming Max by like 6, almost 5.5, 5.55 seconds. Over half a second, Perez is advantage of Verstappen right now. We'll see. Max is coming out on new soft tires. At this point, whether or not even Russell is asking, like, what will Kimi have to do next is F2 number 4 is already taken. Like right now, whether or not Antonelli is going to be the driver for Mercedes is literally in question at the moment. It is going to have to see another. It is likely they will try him again in Hamilton's car. We'll see how that goes. But this is not a good outing for Antonelli today. As for Colapino, he is 16th on the grid right now. He is a second behind Leclerc. So in the past few minutes or so, we've had Leclerc go 1, Norris go 2nd, and Sainz go 3rd. So that's an improvement of literally 2/10 between Leclerc and Norris. Norris is 1/100th away from Leclerc's time. Sainz with 1/1000th faster than Bottas. Trying to see if anyone else. Verstappen right now is cooking at the moment. He's the only one who seems to be improving on his times at the moment. Norris has a subsector and so Verstappen now, again, as I said, he picked up a fastest subsector, fastest sector 2, and he's gone with a 121.676. So he's 2/10 faster than Leclerc's time. Actually, 228 to be more directly. We're under 6 minutes to go in this session. Bro, why do you guys even like Max? Like, dude, have you not watched his dominance over the past 2 years? It's been a sight to be seen. And it's one of those, like, hey, you might hate him now, but like 5-10 years from now, when he's not, 10 years from now, when he's probably not even going to be on the grid, if he's still on the grid, that'll be still amazing. But Max, basically, what we're seeing right now is historic. What Max was able to do these past 2 years. Say what you want to say about Horner. He's been in control of Red Bull for over almost 20 years now. I think him and I think he's the longest principal in their position at this point, and I think Toto is the second longest at this point. But anyways, looking at what you guys are saying, F1 had to change the rules to let Max win and destroy Mercedes. No, they didn't change the rules. I mean that's the formula. The formula change that was known, and Mercedes got it wrong. I'm just going to remind you, after this stream, you'll be taken to the I think he's saying the race stream. I hope it's to the FP2 stream though. But if you can like and subscribe and you can like that new stream, that does help us with the YouTube algorithm. Showing that you guys are liking a stream before it goes live does help us with YouTube. You guys are having an interesting discussion about Max and why he is dominant. Max has just gone to the pits and he's now coming out on an outlap. Sainz is coming to the pits, and then everyone else is out on track with Hamilton, Alonso, and Magnussen on outlaps as well. Okay. So you will be taken to the race stream. Yeah, Yuki says offensive shits. Max swears, big difference. Yuki, it's not just that he is saying offensive stuff. He is also, I don't know. There's something going on with Red Bull. They don't see him as material in the Red Bull car, and so he will stay with. He will probably stay with the V car team for one more year. I mean, Dark Mayo. So Dark Mayo is bringing up that Bottas and Zoe will probably be sacked despite doing nothing wrong. Well, they haven't really performed very well. I know part of it is the car, but they haven't really pushed the car either. The other half of the issue is there is a new management in place. I mean, they've already signed Hulkenberg, so there's one of those two could retain their seat. Most likely be I would expect Bottas could retain his seat, but they could go in a different direction. We could. They've been talking about another rookie. Undoubtedly pointing out that Ricardo is camping in a seat in F1. And that's one of those interesting questions. Where are they going to keep Ricardo? Are they going to? What is going to happen with Lawson? Not all Max fans are new. That's probably overreaching. We have a yellow flag in sector 3. What's going on? Did it resolve? We are now taking the checkered flag. Why we still have a yellow flag in sector 3? And it's now gone back to green flag. So that yellow flag has resolved. We have come to the end of the session at this point. Again, it'd be nice if I had the YouTube decided to be aggressive with ads on me, unfortunately. Um, so Max Verstappen topped the board with a 121.676. Leclerc was second with a 121.904, 0.228 off of Max. Norris was 0.241. Sainz was 450. Bottas 451. Oscar was 532.3. Hamilton 0.538. Albon 0.554 off. Perez 0.635 off. Alonso was 0.619 off. We would get to 0.1481 Hulkenberg in P19. So these were all everyone who was running at the end of it. And Antonelli, his best time was only 2.2 off of Max's time. Antonelli did lose control of the car 20 minutes, 15 minutes into the session, and crashed Russell's car. He was in for FP1 training, rookie training. So, this has been Grash. This has been the Racing YouTube channel. Now is a great time to do a like or subscribe. We're about 80 likes away from 1,000 likes. That would be huge. We're at 129,775,000 subscribers. We're like within 200, almost just a little more than 200 subscribers before we hit 130. We will probably, if we not hit that today, we'll definitely hit that tomorrow. So come join the Racing to the Army and join. If you hit the bell, you'll get likes. You'll get notifications when we go live. We go live for every session. That includes every practice session. If there's a sprint quali, the quali session, as well as the race itself. And if you are still here in March or February when preseason testing happens, we will have sessions for that as well. Yeah, come on, guys. Don't say I want X driver to get a crash or puncture. That's gross. You will be taken. So, as this session comes to this stream comes to close, you'll be taken to the race stream that will be this Sunday. You guys can leave a like before you take off on that stream as well. That will help us. Again, for Racing Tuesday, this has been Grash. I have been your Harbinger Red Flag. I have 4 red flags in a row at this point. Going for 5 in FP2. I'll be back for FP2. We'll see if we get another red flag. Take care, everyone. We'll see.